to another episode of the Codex Podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Kruger. And with me today, as usual, my co-hosts, Jamie Wojcik and Tim Morse.
How's it going, everybody?
How's it going, guys?
Today, we got a great episode ahead of us. Naked men, big bugs, and a lot of violence will be in the story we'll be reviewing later today. Exo Manowar #1. And I can already tell by the pre-show what we were talking about. If you saw the pre-show, you'd know it's going to be an interesting conversation when we review this book.
I think I figured out the title of this week's episode.
Exo what?
No, just when Sonny said to open it.
Oh my God.
That was perfect. Write that down. Remember that. We need that for the beginning of the show.
Okay. So the naked men, big bugs, and a lot of violence.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Yeah, but Exo Manowar, we will get to reviewing that later today. But first, we go over our comic book news. We have more of our works. And obviously, we're going to have to do You Know? And then our topic of the week was, what was your favorite romance in comics and why? That's because obviously
go like
holiday.
This, Tim.
Yeah, that too.
What was that?
It was an upside down heart. It was an
Is that how you read Exo Manowar?
That yes, exactly. Upside down. Anyways, comic news, ladies and gentlemen.
And comic news, start us off. Tim,
Okay, so
big trailer.
If anybody was not busy on Sunday, then you missed it. But if you were busy on Sunday watching the bull that we cannot name that is super, you may have seen a neat little 1:22 DC trailer. And it was pretty awesome, pretty good. This summer, the world needs heroes, and that is exactly correct as far as DC Comics is concerned. So takes right off the bat, seeing Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson actually in costume looked amazing. That looked wonderful. Hawkman and Dr. Fate were my big takeaways from the trailer. Those were the two characters that I wanted to see the most. Hearing Michael Keaton, what we had heard before in the Flash trailer, but seeing little snippets and bits and pieces of new things looked absolutely wonderful, looked amazing, got me really excited and pumped. And I love the fact that even though the Batman is separate from the DCEU, they were pushing it right along with everything else. So that's speculation on my part. I wonder if it will somehow end up being connected eventually. But either way, I love the trailer. It looked awesome. It looked amazing. I'm very excited for this summer for DC Comics.
Yeah. Amy, how about you?
Oh, me, I'm more than excited. Like Tim alluded to, with seeing Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam. That's the first time I'm actually excited. This is the first time I'm gonna say, hey, I'm gonna go see a Dwayne Johnson movie. Yay. Besides the Rundown, that was the only other one I think I saw.
I saw it in the theater too.
Yeah. So
Yep.
Seeing Hawkman, I have one little quip with Hawkman. I think he looks awesome. I think they overdid it with the gold in the suit.
I could see that.
I just feel like he was you need sunglasses in order to watch him when he's on screen. But no one's talking about Atom Smasher.
Dude,
Why?
Seeing him run down the middle of the street, that was amazing.
Everybody's don't get me wrong. Was it Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate and Hawkman were great. As soon as I seen Atom Smasher and he's just chugging, it everything's knocking down around him, I'm like, that's cool.
Well, it's going to be a great scene. It's going to be a big part of the movie. Yeah.
Right.
Something's going to happen. Yeah.
For the regular moviegoer that maybe isn't so versed in comic books, they wouldn't know who that is. Right.
Oh, yeah. But obviously we are. I mean, at least I am. But if anyone wants to, go look up Atom Smasher. Big part with JSA. Oh my God. It's amazing. Go check it out. But along with the Flash, seeing the new Flash suit, which was, I think it was awesome. I like his little visor thingies.
Yeah.
They go over, those are cool. And then with the Batman, they are pushing it really hard. And my thought process is, now that we kind of are getting a flashpoint, technically, you can kickstart the DCU. So why not change and figure out those pieces that you're doing? So Batman might be that piece that's getting changed. Same thing with Superman. We might see that within the whole Shazam and Black Adam.
Very true.
Shazam 3 or the Fury of the Gods.
Yeah.
Which is 2 because they're titled for 3. So we could get those 2 new characters in and the rest of the DCU stay the same, but we got Flashpoint now, which is a main re-arc to the whole series. So
For a second, I thought you almost said Kazam 3. I was going to say, please don't tell me there's going to be any more Kazam.
oh
We
come on,
need
man.
to see Shaq steal, or it's not a true
Yeah.
DC extended
Hey,
universe.
Kazam.
maybe Flash will run into him and see him.
Yeah, never know, man.
They're on all different timelines, and one's going to have to steal.
Oh my god.
I mean, if Marvel can do it, I'm pretty sure DC could be like, hey, Shaq, can you suit up one more time?
He'd be like, yeah, sure, absolutely, let's do it.
Show me the money. Like,
Yeah. But I'm excited for it, as you can tell by this figure I have of Dr. Fate. That was the one I got in the Christmas mail call, and I opened
Yep.
it probably like later that day. I couldn't
Nice.
contain myself
couldn't wait anymore.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. I'm like, okay, he's been in the package enough, take him out. But yeah, I'm really excited for it. Like I said, Pierce Brosnan is Dr. Fate. I'm really excited for it. Hawk may look good. I understand your point, Jamie. Like we said, it seems like very gold and shiny. Maybe that might be a part when let's say they're talking. We have Hawkman. It might be talking about his past.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
I
just gonna
mean,
show like
he's
that for a
had so
moment, and then
many
he'll be
different
more
ones.
regular. Yeah.
It could be like alluded to, like, hey, this is when he first started, and like back in the Egyptian time where they gave him like everybody gold that was like a higher god.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I was thinking.
it's like with Dr. Fate and Hawkman. I mean, they transition from body to body, so
Can we just talk real fast about Pierce Brosnan's mustache in that? That was beautiful.
it was amazing.
I'm just saying.
Maybe one day when this all grows gray, I'll have a mustache like that.
I can't. It won't work for me. I can't grow it.
Hey, it'll be in the future, so there'll be plenty of new technology, things like that. Hey, take this pill and you'll have a mustache by tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm willing to gamble about that, but also something to do with gambling. I've heard there's some new cards coming out, Sonny.
Yes, so the X-Men cards, I'm not sure if anyone's familiar with it, but 30 years ago in 1992, Marvel released some cards, and they were from the X-Men, and Jim Lee was the artist on all these cards. And now on the 30th anniversary, on July 5th, they'll be releasing the complete set of Jim Lee's X-Men cards. It will be 105 cards, and they're going to include some bonus cards as well. Now, I had some of those cards as a kid. Well, I still have them in a book. Maybe I'll have to dig in the vault to get some out, but I had a lot of cards. Like I said, X-Men, of course, DC, Marvel, even some other ones like Spawn. Spawn cards, I remember, were very big and long.
Oh, yeah,
they were
in the book. Yeah. They were awkward to fit in the book.
McFarlane was trying to, revolutionize everything at that time.
And people were just mad because they couldn't fit them inside their books.
Yeah, so
What am I going to do with
awkwardly
these?
stick out, yeah, but I still had them in there. But yeah, so I did this on the X-Men. So now with this, when they're releasing all 105 in a pack, I haven't gotten cards in a very long time, but I mean, I'm very, very tempted about this, especially when I was looking at some of the ones they have.
Did they say how much it's going to be?
I was looking on Amazon. It's somewhere in the 20s. I think somewhere around $23.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I'm getting
great.
them.
So it is a great price.
Yeah, I'll buy the 105 for that.
Yeah, so that I'm excited about. I think it looks really cool. And yeah, the artwork of Jim Lee is amazing. Even I saw something about it, an essay he had written in 1993 about it. And he said he was just so happy, just because he's just such a fan of X-Men. And then,
And now he runs
do this
DC.
with the cards. But yeah, so DC does count. It is something DC, give it to them, but they're there. But they did say back in 93 that when they asked him, like, hey, can you do all these cards? He was so busy with everything he was working on, but he's like, oh, without a doubt, I'll do it. You still got me.
Yeah.
I've got the set sitting over here on my bookshelf. I've got the full set plus holograms and the Danger Room 9-card piece that goes with that. It's a beautiful set. And I got it right before cards skyrocketed on eBay. I think I paid $30 for the whole thing. And very happy with it. So I'm anxious to see what the new set's going to look like in physical form, not just the previews and stuff like that, because I want to see the difference between the card stock that they use, how the holograms look and all that stuff versus what came out in the 90s. So yeah, for the price tag of under $25, you better believe I'll be doing the same thing you guys are and getting the whole set. So I'm excited about it. Very excited.
Yeah, back it will be like kids again. Did you get this card?
We'd be jumping on the stream right now being like, hey, I'll trade you the Cyclops one.
Live stream.
Because I hate Cyclops. Can I get that Gambit?
I only got one Gambit.
I'll give you Lex Luthor in a wheelchair for that Cyclops.
Sonny's already
just a
claimed the
wheelchair, just a
Wolverine and
wheelchair.
Magneto. Sorry, Jamie.
How about a Toy Story card?
Yes.
I had a couple Toy Stories, a couple Lion King cards. I had a lot of cards. Cards, and I haven't gotten them in a long
I can
time.
see Sonny looking at me, be like, "I'll trade you this Jared Leto album for it."
Done.
Yeah, Tim, take it. No, it's yours.
But Jamie, there is a character in that card set that you're going to be talking about here in a second.
No. Yes.
No?
No. Whoever do you mean? No, but we did have a Instagram photo of Ryan Reynolds in the Deadpool costume with the costume designer, and I did look it up. I forgot her name, obviously, because I have to look at all these show notes. But I did research a little bit. She is the costume designer for Doctor Strange 2. And
I asked you about that, if she had been on any previous Deadpool movies before, and you said no.
I said I didn't see anything about it.
Exactly.
As far as the Deadpool movies go. So, I mean, guys, it's like leading into the Doctor Strange movie. Like, there's so much rumored. There's so much going on. And we'll get into it later, but the Super Bowl commercial we got opened a lot of eyes, I think, into what they're doing now. So that's why I kind of made that joke with the whole DC thing, like, oh, they could just flashpoint it and bring back the old and the new, that's why. But no, if he is part of it, I think that could be his window in. Like, the multiverse just forgot about Deadpool here, like we could literally
he's got the time stone and he's just going all over the place.
Yeah, right. Well, the funny thing is everyone seems to forget that at the end of Deadpool 2, he has the time traveling wristband.
Yeah,
it keeps hitting.
Yeah.
So, like,
come on, at least give him a cameo. Come on.
Oh,
we'd all love
I
seeing
just
Deadpool.
want my Deadpool movie with whoever the new Logan's gonna be. We're not getting them with Hugh Jackman. It sucks.
I heard Daniel Radcliffe was actually in the running.
I've heard about that since Logan.
Really?
You know who my favorite one that they've rumored so far is Scott Eastwood.
Is that the guy? No, that's Clint Eastwood's son. Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard a campaign for the guy from Letterkenny being Logan too. So.
And I like the memes with him. It'd be like, hey man, bub. Like,
dial that down about 10% there, Squirrely Dan.
Yeah. So, but no, I mean, I'm excited. I hope so. What do you guys think? I mean, Deadpool, this being Deadpool's way in, let's just say, you think it's a good way to go about it, or do you feel like there should be another way he enters the MCU?
I think it might be like a cameo if he is in there, because obviously workers, it's not like she can't work on the Deadpool. It's not like she couldn't have been hired for Deadpool 3, but it'd be awesome if it is for the Doctor Strange movie. And if it is, I don't think he's gonna have a huge part in the movie, or they did a lot more of that in the trailer. But at least a cameo would be awesome, even if they accidentally look in on Deadpool and who knows what he's doing or what he's saying. But anything Deadpool has been much awesome, and you're gonna win people over with any Deadpool appearance. What about you, Tim?
Well, we already know that Professor X is in Doctor Strange 2. We already know that. I even saw somebody do a super deep dive into that one scene of the people sitting in the chairs, and somebody had done like color saturation or something, and you could just kind of sort of make out a 4 right here. So Mr. Fantastic, but they're saying it's the original actor from the
But what about Deadpool? Tim?
Tim.
But,
we're talking
I know I'm getting to that, but the thing
Gotta
is,
give you a hard time, man.
with Professor X being
at
in
this
the
point, it's like,
movie,
Sonny, you want to take over your trailer in the next 2 segments here?
with Professor X being in the movie, it all but solidifies Deadpool coming in at one point or another. If he's in Doctor Strange 2 for more than 2 minutes, I think it'll put too much chaos into the film. And there's enough of that going on as it is. And I don't think that Deadpool will fit in there, but bringing him in on screen in an MCU movie, absolutely.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll switch it up a bit. Before we talk about certain twins, I think we should just go straight to the
Twins,
Doctor
Basil.
Strange trailer. Yeah, we'll switch it up since we're on the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Let's talk about the
Thanks
trailer.
for messing up our show, Tim.
It happens.
Tim causing all this madness here today.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was the trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I mean, yeah, a lot of madness, and like you were saying, Tim, with we heard Patrick Stewart. They didn't exactly show specifically, but most are saying that's him.
You
that's
know it's
Xavier.
him.
I'm saying that they could do it different ways. I'm wondering, like I said, it could be him, it could be somebody else, but so many people would be so disappointed if they had Patrick Stewart play somebody else. So I think it will be Xavier. But like how it's going to be him? I think one interesting thing would be is if they had him alongside the Shi'ar Empire. We haven't had them yet, and they dealt with huge cosmic events. And Doctor Strange is obviously everything is messed up now, so that would seem like it would be a good time for the Shi'ar Empire to get involved. To say, hey, you did this, you messed up, and Xavier is with them. So I think that'd be really cool, especially if we saw Lilandra, Gladiator. For those of you who don't know Gladiator, he's basically Superman with a mohawk.
Yeah.
And about like a purple grayish face. But basically,
Right.
yeah, that kind of Superman. But yeah, so I think it'd be really cool. We saw a lot of things. We saw villains. We saw a lot that it's gonna be a star-studded movie. It's gonna, like we saw Captain Marvel in there. We were seeing quite a few of the heroes.
Well,
Shang-Chi's.
That's the problem. The Captain Marvel scene, they slowed it down, and it's not Captain Marvel.
Who do you think it is?
I think it's, if you look at the stills after we get off this episode, it's Tom Cruise as Iron Man.
You think so?
I believe it's Tom Cruise.
It's Tom Cruise as Tony Stark. He's the I forgot what version of Iron Man he is.
Yeah, like Almighty.
But
Stark,
it's like the Almighty Stark or whatever. But he's got like the Supreme Iron Man, where he's got like just the little headband where he's got the stone in it.
Oh, interesting.
And he's got the suit, but he basically is like the one that took over his universe. So
we will see.
They slowed it down, and you actually see like the full mustache and him like kind of cocked back, and I'm like, yeah, that's him.
Oh yeah, see, because I haven't seen any of the
because I
trailer.
thought the same thing. I watched the trailer, I was like, oh cool, Captain Marvel's back. And then like someone went, no, that's not, because the suit's gray. And I was like, what? And I'm looking at the stills, and the suit's gray. It's just power around him.
Well, that makes sense with the Ultron bots too then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So as far as the Patrick Stewart voice going on, like it, I don't want to say this and sound rude by any means, which I'm going to do. I'm saving later for the review. Save all the rudeness for there. But no, with that, the amount of times they've messed with us in trailers now, who's to say that's just not a voice from him in the past? You know what I mean? Like just throwing it in there, like just like a sound bite.
To be honest with you, I don't think I remember him saying anything similar to that in any of the movies before. Like just a quick thought.
But they're putting them together is what I'm saying. Like they could have took a soundbite from them just to throw in it to be like, hey, we got mutants now. And everyone like, yes, the X-Men finally. And then just kind of rip that rug out from underneath you.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe see a cameo of whoever, because the list goes on for who is part of this. I read so many rumors and speculations that it's like the Illuminati at that part. And it's John Krasinski's coming in as what do you call it, Reed Richards.
Yeah.
But then also I'm reading that because he was supposed to be Captain America originally, which no one really knows, he actually auditioned for Captain America, was about to get it, but then Chris Evans came back and was like and he's like, yeah, I'm out. Like they were talking about him being the Captain America to Tom Cruise's Tony Stark. Interesting.
So many theories, yeah.
Like, and that's the thing. Like, this is that whole thing again, where we have No Way Home syndrome, and we're speculating on all these things.
We're gonna be talking about this until May,
and I'm gonna tell you right now, I hope none of it happens again. Like, I hope they just screw everybody over, and we're like, you remember when we thought it was Tom Cruise? No, Jean Grey. And like
it's actually Jared Leto.
Yeah, right?
Morbius.
He's not even an MCU character. It's like he's the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars, and he's just on fire singing.
Yes. That'd be the best.
Yeah, like the gift Sonny sent me in our chat the other day. But No, I just think it just, I feel like they should just leave it alone now. Let us settle until about a couple weeks before the movie. No more trailers.
Well, see, like a lot of people were very, very invested in No Way Home, and Doctor Strange too, even though we knew it was the multiverse of madness, kind of flew under the radar because Spider-Man took over everything. I mean, in late November through December, it was the only thing everybody talked about. Spider-Man.
Yeah, because Doctor Strange is going to be the next big thing.
Well, yeah, but Doctor Strange had those massive reshoots and all that stuff, and
it's Sam Raimi, guys.
Right?
It's going to be okay.
But I've heard Peggy Carter's going to be in this. The Captain Britain.
I heard Denzel Washington's coming back as an old Black Panther.
Well, that would be interesting too.
I don't think that'll happen, but that would be interesting.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, that's one of the rumors that is out there.
There's just so much that we can talk about as far as this goes.
At this point, we got, what do you call it? Rogue coming back and, not being good at all. So I don't know.
Yeah. And then too, we didn't even mention all the stuff we see with Scarlet Witch, that she has a huge part.
Yes.
In the sex. Before we saw it, but now we see she has a huge part, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen with her.
And I like the fact that they tied in WandaVision into it too.
Yes.
She literally talks about like, oh, Vision when he was still around thought this, but then after he died, blah blah blah.
Well, when she said, "When you mess around with the multiverse, you're praised as a hero, but when I do it, I'm a villain."
Yeah,
that doesn't seem right. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
and I think a lot we're going to see. And it may even seem like that Scarlet Witch may start to turn. She's a character who's had a good moment. She's had some bad moments where she's
no more
turned mean. Yeah. Yes.
Exactly. So, what if this is the twist? I just had a great idea, guys.
She says that before even the mutants
No. I just had an amazing process in my mind happen. It was like my head hurt with pictures. So I had an idea. So what if instead of no more mutants, she's the one that says, let all the mutants like enter? Like, what if she's the one that's like
opposite,
all the mutants, and like
she
needs them and she lets them all in, and there you go. You got your X-Men, and you got your that was another part of it, was the, oh my god, what are they? Black Bolt.
Oh, the
Inhumans.
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't think of it for a minute there. That he's supposed to be on that board, standing there with, I guess, Patrick Stewart. That was another rumor. Like,
what's he gonna say? He's just
all these rumors, all these characters. This movie needs to be 5 hours.
At this point, it might as well be, or at least
it'd still be great. Yeah, with everything going on.
Or at least a 6-part movie, like maybe like a Lord of the Rings. Like, here's the first 3-hour cut.
Yeah, The Irishman was 3.5 hours, so Doctor Strange can be 3.5 hours, and I'd be more than fine with Doctor Strange being very, very long, because it looks like it's gonna be exciting the whole way.
Yes. No pee breaks ever.
I know. I mean, if I have to see it at the theater, I may be like, I'm bringing this. It's gonna be empty.
No, why bring
it? Maybe full. I mean, maybe full, but something else.
Oh,
by the time I leave,
yeah. Look at
so I don't have to miss any parts.
Like, what's that water falling?
Oh my god!
Just start sneezing. No one will understand. Oh,
they're coughing, scaring everybody.
Do you know what else?
Coughing a lot in the theater.
Do you know what else turns into water though?
My
Wonder Twins?
One of the Wonder Twins.
Oh,
so
not my life. Okay, let's keep going.
The Wonder Twins is going to be a new DCEU movie, and it is currently in the works on HBO Max. And the dude who worked on Black Adam, Zatikiel, is set to write and direct. So this comes from the Hollywood Reporter, and what they're doing is they've hired Adam Zatikiel, like I said, worked on the upcoming Black Adam, and he's going to write and direct an original live action feature for HBO Max based on these DC characters. Now, we all know the DC characters when they were introduced during the Super Friends.
Wonder for Twins, our younger audience, the Super Friends was around like the 1970s.
The 80s, I believe.
78, 79.
Yeah, that too. But
that's when Tim was about 30. Around that.
Yes, I was just turning 30 in 1972. I wasn't even born yet. But anyways, Marty
to.
Bowen, Wick Godfrey, they're coming in, and their credits include The Twilight Saga, Maze Runner, The Fault in Our Stars, Love, Simon, and other things too. They're coming in to produce, and that's a pretty impressive list. Even
So basically they want us to cry
and laugh and feel teenage angst and all these emotions mixed in one, when one person turns into a water bucket and the other turns into water.
Can the one that turns into water turn into tears though?
Probably, because it's a shape of water.
Yeah.
But anyway,
with all those movies, they'll probably be crying a lot. Like they mention all those ones. Yeah.
But as far as anticipation for this, like, this wasn't even on my radar of movies that needed to be made before other things.
Yes, it is.
So the Wonder Twins coming in is a surprise. I'll check it out. I'll check it out with my kids. And maybe this will be something that they'll get into. I hope they are a little more creative with the shape shifting with the twins. But we'll see what happens. It's not something I'm eagerly anticipating, but it's not something I'm going to turn away from either. Jamie,
how about you, Jamie?
Yeah, I'm hoping for it. Like, the most exposure we had was the Super Friends to them. We really haven't had much since. And it's just, I think that unlike Tim's analysis over there, it is one of those things we do need, because of the fact that it kind of broadens the HBO Max DC EU, and you could do a lot of different things with it. You could have them enter different areas if they become a TV show. I mean, Tim literally just sat there and said, well, it wasn't something that we needed. Did we really need a Penguin spinoff movie?
Okay,
Batman?
we pretty much do.
Yes, my point exactly though. So yes, we do need it. Like, it just broadens everyone's horizon. It gives everyone it's something that gives everybody a chance to find new characters. We're not just dealing with Batman and Superman
to connect with. Right on. I totally get that, and I can appreciate that.
And that's a whole new audience. Now you got a whole new teenage audience that you could bring into this. You could bring the 30 to whatever age Tim is audience into it. There's so much you can. 82. Okay, so so you can bring all these different ranges into people who've seen it when it first started, with these characters, to the people that don't even know they exist.
I remember when color was invented and they created the Wonder Twins next. So yeah.
Yes, because you were blind at that point and couldn't see color.
The universe hadn't formed suns and protons
Sonny,
and electrons yet.
What do you think, buddy?
I think, yes, it was one of those ones that I was pretty surprised. I'm like, wait, the Wonder Twins. But then when I looked, then I started remembering, like, okay, they were, like you said, in Smallville, they've been around.
Yeah.
Like, okay. But like I said, Jamie, it does give you a chance to check out more different characters, not the same ones over and over. And like you said, Tim, I wouldn't have been like, man, we need a Wonder Twins movie.
Right.
But I mean, it'll be nice to check out. I really like the movie Love, Simon. It has nothing to do with comic books or anything like that. All those movies basically have nothing to do with comics. So it'll be interesting to see from like all those
they all
movies
have that teenage angst, like we're gonna tear jerk or grab you by the heartstrings kind of movies.
Yeah. So that makes me think that this will be something like that. Like, obviously, we got superheroes, but like a bit of the sad teenage stuff.
Yeah, they're always the movies that like someone's like dying and then they fall in love and then like right.
Yeah, always some kind of heartbreak.
Yeah, so it's definitely one of those, like, now it's like, oh, she turned into water and someone stepped in the puddle. Now she's dead. Like, that's
crazy.
Yeah. I feel like that's how it's gonna be.
It could be very interesting. So we haven't seen a trailer or anything to be like, oh, I'm so excited for it. Oh, this is gonna be ridiculous. I haven't seen, so we will keep everybody updated, and I'm sure there'll be a trailer sometime within the months. Have they said when it's gonna come out or what a time period when they're looking at?
I think next year.
Start production.
Yeah, I think so. Let me double check while you guys
so that'd
continue.
Be, I would think it'd be 2024 then.
Probably
the release.
Yeah,
because I think Penguin is next year.
This does not give a specific date as to when it's coming out, but just that the one guy, Andy Ezekiel, Yeah, him too. Adam Zetekiel is already set to write and direct. So I would imagine take the year to write, get everything set up, start production in 2023. Movie comes out 2024.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, ballpark for I think all of us on that one when we think we're going to see it.
There you go.
But yeah,
I mean, there's been another trailer, another movie that was mentioned. Jamie, take it away.
Yeah, so we finally got another short trailer for Moon Knight. And I am more excited for this because if you guys watched it, I think it was part of the Super Bowl ad before on there too.
Yeah.
They had stills just like, which we didn't really talk about in the Doctor Strange trailer, but there was stills in the Doctor Strange trailer and the Moon Knight trailer on there. They are not showing in the trailers on like YouTube or anything else. It was a Super Bowl spot where they had different stills encapsulated into it. But the Moon Knight trailer does look a little bit better. I had my problems with it at the beginning. I still can't stand the fact that he somehow just has the thing transform over him. Like he's just encapsulated by it. That's dumb. But I did like they had Mr.Knight with his suit on and everything,
cool.
Which I did love because that's Lemire, that's Bemis, that's right now with McKay's run or McKay Jay. We were just talking about this, Tim. What's his name? Jay
McKinnon?
No.
I don't know.
McKay. We're gonna go with McKay. It'll come to me and we'll get yelled at later. It's cool.
Well, is he actually okay? And there we go. I think there's a little bit of problems, but I said the right name.
Yeah. It was
him exactly.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad is a part of this program. It's absolutely amazing.
Yes, having in this is been the perfect opportunity. But it definitely is good. We got a little bit more of Sonny's favorite Ethan Hawke.
Oh yes,
in the episode, or in the trailer. But I was like, man, like I thought, like I can't really picture him as a villain in this. Like it just bothers me with him being the villain. I don't know why. Like
Jared Leto
I can see everybody. That.
Jared Leto can't play everybody, Jamie.
I know.
Sometimes we need a couple different actors.
Thank God he can't. The only time he was good was in American Psycho when he got killed. So
you gotta see Dallas Buyers Club.
I refuse. Is he alive in that? Because if he's not, I'll watch it.
I would just say it's very interesting.
Okay,
it's a good movie.
back to Moon Knight.
His name is Rayon in the movie.
Oh, okay. What do you call it? With Moon Knight, it's been up and down for me. There's parts that I like, the stills, especially as Mr. Knight, and kind of incorporating that. I really wanted to see maybe a different villain, like maybe what was it, Bushmaster in there?
Yeah, Bushmaker or
Bushmaster.
Yeah, that guy, that one. Yeah.
In there. Jeez, Tim, stop screwing me up here. But no, he it just, you could have used so many different villains, and I don't know why we picked Ethan Hawke as the main one. And I think that's what's bothering me more than anything, because his dreams are more controlling than the voices in his head.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he's like having medication and like the voices are going away, but it doesn't make sense as a Moon Knight show for me.
I get a very Joaquin Phoenix Joker vibe from the trailer, at least in some parts. I do, or a real heavy dose of the schizophrenia that Spectre has, because I mean, they called him Stephen Grant, they called him Spectre, they called him Moon Knight. I think Lockley was the only one they didn't say by name, unless I missed that.
Unless he's driving a taxi at some point, we didn't see it.
Right.
Oh, and the only time they ever say his name, Mark, is when
he answers the phone.
Marlene calls him, which I'm assuming is Marlene being like,
"Oh my God, you're alive!"
Yeah, where have you been?
Yeah.
What do you think, Sonny?
I was trying to send you something very fast.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tim. I thought.
I can continue on, but make sure to check our messages in Facebook. You'll see Jared Leto from Dallas Buyers Club.
I'm not watching it.
Okay, but yeah, I think it looks good. And what these?
You have to look at that. Like right now, you have to look at that.
I am looking at it. I'm not watching it. I saw it. It looks like, okay, ladies and gentlemen, for those audio listeners, Sonny just sent us a photo of whatever his name is, Morbius, Jared Leto in Dallas Buyers Club, and it looks like, you remember the scene from the Gremlins when they try on makeup after midnight?
This is why he's an Oscar winner, ladies and gentlemen.
He did for that performance. He won. Yeah.
Did
there
he?
You go.
Yeah, for that he won Best Supporting Actor.
I quit.
You need to, yeah.
So, Sonny, what do you think about the Moon Knight trailer there?
Yeah, so back to Moon Knight. Okay, we move on from Jared Leto and Dallas Buyers Club to Moon Knight. Yes, he definitely both you guys' points. And Jamie, stop thinking about Jared Leto. Come on. Back to Moon Knight.
Think about him right now.
It is, like I said, I think it could be interesting. And one thing I do like about the Disney Plus shows, they're only 6 episodes, so they're not long to get through. It's not like, oh, this is 12 episodes, and then we're gonna have 12 more and 10 more, 10 more. And
was it slated for 6, or is it slated for
6.
9? Because the only one that went more than 6 was WandaVision.
Let me take a peek while you guys continue.
Because I thought they were all 6, so I was just assuming this one was 6. So
right. If it is 6, it'd be cool. Like I said, it's just, I don't know. I gotta watch it. I'm tired of seeing trailers for it.
Now it's time to get to the show. Yeah, so March 30th is when it's set to premiere. So almost there. Got a little over a month.
Right. And like I said, once we get there, I'll definitely check it out. You guys will have my full reaction to it when it happens.
6 episodes.
It's 6 episodes. Okay.
6. Yep.
So yeah, it's like, I don't know what to say. I'm a big Moon Knight fan. I was a Moon Knight fan before being a Moon Knight fan was cool.
Same here.
No, you don't count.
I do count because I suffered through the first volume of Moon
and then
Knight.
You haven't liked the last 3. I don't want to hear it. You're not a Moon Knight fan.
You know what got me to Moon Knight was how early when we were talking about those X-Men cards.
Yeah.
My introduction to Moon Knight was the card.
Was it?
Yep, that was my introduction to Moon Knight.
That's the one. That's the one Tim doesn't have because he doesn't like it.
What?
He's like, I hate this card. Yeah. So yeah, that. I don't know. I'm excited for it, but at the same time, I'm punching my brakes as a true Moon Knight fan.
Gatekeeping Moon Knight fans.
Yeah, Tim.
Oh my God.
I only like what I like. God.
Ladies
We're gonna have to review Moon Knight sometime.
Welcome to a new episode of Breaking the Code.
Yeah. But speaking of things, I say that wraps up our comic book news, and now we can move on to our works. And Jamie, I'll let you take away the big announcement for us, everybody at Codex.
So everybody here at Codex, we have now changed our name officially. You can find us everywhere on social media and all podcasting platforms at the Codex Station. All your episodes that you guys so much enjoy, from Breaking the Code to the podcast itself to Decoding Panels and everything else, you can find under the Codex Station. So guys, beware, check it out. You know, we're loving everything you guys are throwing at us, the comments, the likes, the subscribes, which you guys can still click that, subscribe button and maybe hit that notification bell every now and then. But definitely like the videos. It really puts us out there, and that's what the algorithm tells us. So that's what we're going to do. Yay.
There you go.
And we also updated the logo too. Like I said, we do have a new member of the team. I am just waiting for him to get his review out so we can actually introduce him and be like, hey, here he is. Which is going to be soon, hopefully. But I mean, what do you guys think so far? It's been pretty good the last couple of days that we've had it out.
As soon as you showed me that logo, I was super excited. I thought that was the coolest thing since the word cool. So yeah,
but it is a great, and how we were talking about it before, and Jamie, how we were discussing, like you said, okay, now it's time. Before we were just the Codex podcast, we just had the podcast, and then we added Decoding Panels, and we had this, and they said now we have so many things that it makes sense to go to the Codex Station. So that is everything. Like I said, the podcast, Decoding Panels, Breaking the Code, Mail Call, all that jazz. So it makes sense, and we're moving in the right direction. We have a lot more out there. How do we forget to mention our one shots and our Boom Thursdays? We got a lot going on.
Yeah, we we have so much going on that we tend to forget how much we have going on. It's literally scheduled for me on what's going on. I still can't remember what's going on.
Your one-stop shop for all things Codex.
Yes. And I think that I feel better saying it instead of it's just being the Codex podcast. Because if we say, hey, it's the Codex podcast on every single platform that we do show wise, it kind of felt weird because we just have the podcast. But now we've got something like Breaking the Code. But now we got something like One Shots. It's like, no, we're Codex.
But see, on the Codex station, the podcast is still our flagship program. And then we have everything else underneath that. Like you said, Decoding Panels, Breaking the Code, Mail Call, Recommended Readings, One Shots, all
Boom
of it,
Thursdays.
guys. Boom Thursdays. And just like Jamie said, all you got to do is look up the Codex station. And there we are.
Yeah. And I'm just more and more realizing how much work I have in front of me. But now that we got the new person on, it's kind of taken a little bit off me, which is beautiful. But it just helps me be creative because, like I said, I think I said last week, the most thing we've been doing, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, is pushing out as much content as we can for you. We've wanted to be more creative with everything that we're doing, but the format we have is working, so we kept with it. Now that we got another person coming on that actually has more experience too as well, brings a lot to the table and takes off from me, takes off from Tim, takes off from Sonny a little bit, so we all have a little bit more of a creative freedom in our own right for our respective shows or what our ideas want to be going forward.
Yeah, because there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes with all three of us with everything that we're doing.
Yeah, and it's non-stop, and I love it. I mean, like I don't know if many people know this. I work full time, and then right after I'm done, I'm usually calling Tim, being like, "Hey, I'm editing this, but I got a couple ideas I want to pitch at you." While I'm editing, brainstorming, and then I'll call Sonny and be like, "Sonny, this is my thoughts. What do you think?" And as I'm talking to Sonny, I'm literally getting the next show started or scheduling another show for us to do. Like this Friday, I think we're doing Boom Thursdays, and if you guys are seeing this on Saturday, it would have been Friday. Or Sunday. We're
yesterday.
We're filming for Boom Thursdays and 2 Breaking the Codes.
Yep.
So it's literally just nonstop scheduling, figuring out what times fit where now. And I can't say how much I love it because as much as it bothers me at night and I want to sleep and it's 1:00 in the morning, I'm doing one of these, calling Tim, being like, "You still awake? I need someone to keep me."
No, I'm not.
I'm sleeping right now.
Yeah, and then you get Sonny and you're like, "Sonny's online and he just liked my comment, but he won't answer his phone."
Working on things.
Yeah, I'm busy. But it just comes with the territory, and I can't stress enough how much I love it because of the fact that now we're getting people responding left and right. You know, we're getting a lot of feedback. People are loving what we're doing, and it doesn't matter to me if one person hates it as long as one person loves it.
Yeah, absolutely. And even going further into that with some of the other stuff that we're working on, like with the Breaking the Code episodes that you're talking about. We're recording 2 on Friday, or, you know, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's yesterday. But some of the topics that we have to choose from, and you'll find out what they are when they're released. 5 iconic comic covers. And again, that's all speculative. That's suggestive, you know, what Jamie likes, what I like. Our variant covers, too much right now. Are conventions really about comics, to grade or not to grade, or single issues versus trades? And there's a lot more than that to choose from. So any one of those topics or ones that I haven't even mentioned could be ones that you guys could see in the coming weeks. On top of that, Decoding Panels, we're just about to finish up with the Punisher Circle of Blood story arc.
Thank God.
And then we've got Dark Ages number 4 coming your way, Dark Knights of Steel number 2 and number 3.
And number 4, because we've been kind of behind.
Yeah, and number 4, Deceased is on its way. Mephisto versus the worst X-Man ever, the Daredevil Born Again storyline, the Dark Phoenix saga. Guys, there's so
and the
much
Phoenix saga, because we're adding that into it. Because we figure if we're going to do Dark Phoenix, we might as well do the Phoenix saga.
There's so much coming your way. You guys have no idea what you're in store for.
Yeah, so you guys last episode of Breaking the Code too, that was your top 5 movies that set the tone.
Yeah,
set the standard.
Movies, set the standard.
Yeah.
Yes, I made sure to
And-
watch it the other day.
Yep. And
Yeah,
our
your
comic
Punisher Signal
fans
Blood.
too critical. That's a very popular one
Oh,
right now.
that
That
one-
got
that-
a lot of responses.
That one was one of my favorites because Tim doesn't understand what certain things mean.
I'm about to
put
get
him in
real
his place.
critical here in a second.
Oh,
He's gonna be very critical.
we can
I'm
change
sure
anyone's
in a
costume.
review.
Just don't touch Spider-Man.
There is a reason for that. And if you guys watch the episode, you'll understand what I'm trying to say.
How
He's
could you
wrong.
change Wolverine but not Spider-Man?
Dude, it was like okay, we're not getting this.
No,
But yeah,
not right now.
yeah, but yeah, we've got a lot coming for you guys, and it's well worth it every step of the way. So, guys, as much as I want to say this, please keep hitting that like button. Keep supporting. We've got so much more in the works. That's not even including our Discord that we're coming out with for you guys that we're going to announce when the date is here shortly. And are we talking merch, guys? Because I think we're talking merch here
We
soon.
want merch. We want Codex undies.
Yes.
On the front seats, not the back seats.
Sonny, you have to model those though. If
Oh,
we
sure,
get those.
without a doubt. You know, I've
Yes,
been
but
working
you-
on my
we need
poses.
to-
The hatchet, and the visor, and just the undies.
Yes, gotta show it out. You know, stick the butt out a little more. Show what I'm working with.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And from being shirtless, we already know you can do it because you already had it with a series about a series. What are you doing with that? I just seen a bunch of you putting out blooper reels.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be working on a blooper reel for the show. I mean, obviously I did one for the Codex on Christmas of me messing up when I was doing my promo to verse you, Jamie. But you know, obviously the show, there was a lot of scenes filmed, so there was a lot of mistakes and mishaps, but it was such a great time. It was such a fun time. So I'm like, let me make a blooper reel. So I mess up the most. I mean, I hit the most scenes, so that's my excuse. But it was a great time. I like the way I put it together, and it will be released soon. I'm looking to release it. Well, if you're watching this on Twitch, it will be released in 2 days on Friday. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it was released this past Friday.
Nice. And I will be
Yeah.
checking it out. And we will also post a link
yeah.
down below. So when Sonny, when you get that
Thank you.
sent out, please give me the link and I will
Um,
put it in our comments.
I'll send it to you. Yeah. And then also now with some more time opening up, and then I'm finishing some writing. I like to do my writing and stay more quiet about that and not really talk about it much in the show. But some more time is gonna be opening up for me, and I will be doing a recommended reading, my first recommended reading, and it will be on this book that I got in one of our early episodes of the Codex podcast, and that is the Fantastic Four: The Trial of Galactus.
Yes.
That was my mail
Ooh.
con, like definitely one of the early.
Yeah, that
episodes.
was-
It
that
before
was
we met
like-
Tim.
Yeah. That was when we started actually talking about doing it. No. Yep. No, you're right. This is before Tim.
Wow.
So even Tim, I remember that was that one. I'm like, if you can guess it right, I will give you money.
Yep. That yeah. And I was wrong.
Yeah, so I did not have to give anybody any money. But now I'm gonna do a recommended
That's
reading on
when
it.
we're like, hey, comment down below what you think, and Sonny will give you $5. And we had no fans at the time, and no
Wow.
one commented except for me. So
I kept my money. Yes, please like, comment, subscribe, make us popular.
yes, make it so that way I could just work and do this, because this is something I would love to do every day.
So we can get up at the crack of noon and
No, I'd probably still get up at the
Alright,
same
ready,
time.
Crack of noon's kind of early, Tim.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
sorry.
Kinda early.
sorry.
Geez,
You,
man.
you don't know the SK schedule yet. but-
Jamie's first shift. I'll be second shift. Sonny, you take third.
Sonny's part time.
I take the night shift, the graveyard shift,
He works
because
from
I'm wide awake.
1 to 1:30 in the morning.
Well,
guys.
gentlemen, I'm done for the day.
Can I get the password for this? Done.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that more. I believe we did talk about that. Was that in the pre-show about the whole password thing?
I think so. Yeah.
Probably.
Well, at 4 a.m. in
So
the morning, at
so-
4 a.m. in the
so-
morning, I messaged him about
Yeah.
the password so that I could read XO Manowar.
And I just so happened to be up to see it. Sonny, you do this.
And my phone went bling, and my eye went. Because that's how we work. Like literally, someone will get an idea, and I'm like, "Oh, what now?" And I'll look at it. Oh, that's okay. Cool. I'll talk to him in the morning.
If we get the beer glasses, then we know we're good to go.
Yeah. So I mean, Sonny, I'm more than happy to see that you're putting a blooper reel. I'm happy to see that was a 2 through 4 episode now. Episode 2 through 4.
Working on it, yeah.
Working
But
on-
the blooper will be from the first one.
Yes.
So all the stuff you saw, but yeah, then I'm working on 2 through 4.
Sonny, let me ask you, when you write the scripts, do you outline like a full story, or do you go episode by episode?
So I write everything. I guess the story, regular.
Yeah, Sonny, welcome to One Shots
But
with
then,
Codex. I am one of the hosts.
But I'll let it be 1.5. But
Fair
yeah,
enough.
so I have
For
it
Tim.
episode by episode, and then I just take the first one and go by episode and adapt it into screenplay form.
Gotcha.
So first, like last time, like let me just do the first episode, focus on getting a pilot done before I focus on getting many. And then the pilot was done. So now I'm like, okay, maybe I can try to do a few episodes since with actors and actresses. Maybe if they have one scene in like 2 episodes, say, okay, you know what? Maybe today we'll nail both your episodes in one day.
Fair enough.
That's what
Fair
I'm trying to
enough.
do a couple this time.
As long as you have them, get it done.
Yeah. I understand we're all busy. We all got things going on. So
And
I
as
try
a
to be a
follow-up
good, I try to be a good
question,
director.
Oh
As a
God, this is
follow-up-
1.5 shots.
what is your exercise routine to get into shape for a series about a
Yes.
series?
Ooh,
Is it a lot of cat phrases? Because I see a lot of cat phrases.
ice cream every night, make sure you have that ice cream. And when you watch UFC or wrestling,
Oh, yeah, you gotta get
97,
tense.
98, you gotta get on your exercise bike and
Yeah.
you just watch it as you
I got
casually go on
I
your
got mine
exercise.
somewhere over there.
And then don't forget, when you're done on your exercise bike and you're like, okay, I did at least over 10 miles a night, get yourself a nice ice cream.
We are getting some inside information here, Jamie. You
This
need
is
to write
how
this
you
down.
get subscribers right here.
Yes.
Save
So,
some for the rest of
there's
us.
my
Sonny.
diet, yeah.
Jeez.
Man, if
There's
eating
my
ice
diet
cream every
shape.
night got me into your shape, I'd be fit. I am obese. No. But yeah, no, like I said, I'm more than happy for you. I'm proud of you, brother, especially with that
Oh, yeah.
and handling the podcast itself and
It's
jumping into the
always a
recommended
pleasure.
readings.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that and sharing it with you guys. And
I want to see how you do your recommended reading, to be honest with you, because that was just like, hey, why don't we do recommended readings from our standpoint, which a lot of people don't know. We all have different views on what we see in comics, as you can tell for the review today. But we all have different ideas on how we perceive them. So it's easier for Sonny to read a comic from the 90s, say X-Men, Claremont, every narration panel you can find. It's easier for me to get the newer stuff, but I still like the old stuff. And then it's easier for Tim to pick Manowar. So, everyone's got their own.
This episode's going to go down in Codex history.
It's never going to make air.
Oh my God.
This is going to be the episode where all of us just like quit and Sonny's just like the only person on the screen because me and Tim just got mad.
but the last survivor, man, it's almost like I'm a man of war.
There's the pauses and the breaks where we're supposed to be talking and Sonny's just nodding. Yep. Okay. And moving on.
And
So
on
I'll
to the
do
next.
some editing. Yeah. Take from the old episodes and feel like, oh, I really like this
Sonny's
part.
gonna be messaging me at 4 a.m. Hey, how do I download the episode? Because since you're not gonna post it, I will.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gentlemen, do
you
you
know?
know?
God. Sonny beat you. Ha, ha.
Oh,
You lose automatically. Do you know this week? Just
I'm
like you're
out.
gonna lose your review.
yeah, I'm out.
Have it going. So I don't know, but just to let you guys know, all of my questions this week are pertaining to indie comics.
I hope
in
they're
some
all
way.
Valiant related.
One and one is like half related.
Interesting.
Sam Hussein.
Yes. Young Bloods.
That's
Number
3
one.
points right there.
10
Automatically
out
win.
of 10 better than Manowar.
Oh my God.
So, guys, we all know Dark Horse has been around for a while. But do you know what year Dark Horse established itself as a comic company?
1992.
I'm gonna say 1985.
Ooh, Tim with the no points still at 1986.
Wow. Close, though, man.
I was close.
Oh, man, dude.
I was so
You
happy
picked
and
him
I was
out.
like, yes. Oh, I love that feeling when Tim gets things wrong.
Oh my God, Sonny, do your question, please. Take all this excitement away from Jamie.
Okay.
I'll lose as long as I keep doing this.
You guys, you might get this one. You guys are big Moon Knight fans. Or so,
I
you
already
claim,
lost.
or so you claim to be. Now, do you know what year the first issue of Moon Knight came out?
Not his first appearance, the first issue.
Not his first
the
appearance,
first issue?
his first issue.
I'm gonna say 1983.
Give me a minute. I'm gonna go 87.
1980 is the answer. 1980.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, guys. So no.
I was
That's fine.
close.
Again, Tim, close, but no cigar.
No, good thing I don't smoke cigars. But one thing I do know is the first title ever released by Valiant Comics. Do you know what that is?
Exo Manowar.
No, it's it started. Oh my god. It starts with an M.
Jamie, I'll be super surprised if you get this.
Oh my god, because you've used this question before.
Oh, Marilyn Monroe, issue number 1.
No, it's because it's not Bloodshot. It's close, but it's not Bloodshot. Bloodshot was next. Manowar. Magog. I don't know.
Magog. Okay. No, Jamie, you're right that it starts with the letter M. So the first Valiant comic to be released was Magnus
There we
Robot Fighter, and that came out in May of 1991.
Yes.
Solar Man of the Atom followed after that, I believe in September or October of that year, and then it continued on with
What was it called again?
Magnus Robot Fighter.
Magnus.
And he was one of 3 that was bought by Valiant Jim Shooter when he did when he took characters from Gold Key. So that was Magnus, Solar Man of the Atom, and Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
Yes.
All right. 0 for
Magnus.
0 for 0.
Magnus. Because I got to remember that. Okay, so it's my turn, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
we all know that Jim Shooter was part of this, let's just say,
Epic.
Journey.
he wrote something on a napkin, became Manowar. But do you know what was the first comic published actually by Jim Shooter? So I actually wrote. You can give me the title. I don't need a number. I just need the title.
That Jim Shooter wrote?
Yes. I can give you guys a hint if you guys want the hint.
Do you need like an issue number or just the name?
Just the name.
I'm going to say the Fantastic Four.
I'm gonna go with Spider-Man.
Okay. It was part of DC, actually.
Ooh.
It was Adventure Comics.
Okay.
And I think it was 347 that he was part of. I think that was the number. I just wanted you guys to get the actual name, so I didn't keep the number in there, because we always go, what issue number did Spider-Man cry? And
that would be issue number 1, please.
No, that's Peter Parker.
1, 2, 3, 4, 14, 15, 37,
72.
He did not cry in
73.
issue number 89.7 because he wasn't in any panels.
But in issue 90, he had a tear down his eye.
He got a
Does that count?
teardrop tattoo because he was a gangster in
Yes.
one of them. So, okay.
So another one wrong. We're doing great today, guys.
Oh my
That's
God.
right.
Amazing.
Zeros all the way through.
Okay. Oh yeah. So it's on to me. So we were talking about those twins earlier, the Wonder Twins, and we know they're from the Super Friends, but in comic book form, their first appearance was in Super Friends. But do you know what issue number it was?
27.
Number 1.
Jamie, if you minus 20, you would have got it right.
It was 7.
Yep. Super Friends number
See how I
7.
don't get all upset when it comes to the numbering game? Because I was always close somehow.
And it was in the year 1977.
Right on. Okay. Well, I'm going to take you guys out of the Bronze Age and take you to the era of the modern age of comics. Do you know what comic title is considered by many to signify the start of the modern age of comic books?
Spawn.
You say Spawn, Sonny?
Uncanny
Okay.
X-Men.
Okay. No, the answer is Watchmen. Watchmen is considered by many to start the era that we know now as the modern age. This was also known as the Dark Age of comics, when there were more dark and gritty stories like Batman Year One, The Dark Knight Returns, Watchmen, obviously, and the rise of indie titles and things like that too. So yeah, Watchmen is considered by most to be the official start of the modern era of comic books.
Dang it. And I have that book.
You do, Sonny. It's right behind you.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's right over there.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, whatever.
So goose eggs for everybody all around.
Oh, we're tying with
Ooh,
0.
we're going with a tie today.
Yeah, I still win then. Yes.
Technically is a win, yeah. We all get 0. But we
Okay.
don't have many bragging rights for it.
No, we don't. I'd be still happy with it. I'd be like, I won. And
Yay.
Yeah,
by
technically
how
it's a
many?
win.
None. Okay, so we all know that Valiant has changed hands countlessly already when it comes to owners. Do you know who is the current owner of Valiant Comics?
Jim Shooter.
It's DEG Entertainment, I believe.
I want to give you that point.
I know, because I was looking this up today, and it's DEG or DGB or DBG or something like that.
Okay, so if you would have got it in one of those, I would have gave you the point. It's DMG Entertainment.
God almighty!
I was
I
close.
gave you 6 tries. Big
Oh,
old goose egg for you, Tim.
What is it?
well,
D what?
okay.
DMG Entertainment. They
DMG
were
Entertainment.
They bought them in 2018 when
Yeah.
they were just Valiant Comics. Sorry, Tim. You said 7 different.
I
D
know, and I had
references,
looked
and
at
you
it
couldn't
like
get the M.
5 times today.
Tim, you've been close and multiple. You're 85,
I
it was
know.
86.
Yep, off
Now
by
you missed
one
a couple
stinking
letters.
letter.
All right, guys. Well, we got to go back to we got to talk about what we're going to be reviewing.
Mhm.
The Exo Manowar. Let me know the main character is Arak. But do you know how tall Arak is?
Are you kidding me?
6'6".
Yes, 6'6". Yes, I'll go with Jamie on that.
You're both 1 inch wrong. He's 6'7". Off by an inch, you guys.
I should have done
It
the
was so
prices
close.
right. I'll go up by $1.
You would have went down if that was the case. You would be like, it's 6'5".
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
All
There's no
right.
chance, Sonny. We can snag this right here.
Oh, yeah, we can both beat Tim.
Jamie, you were looking up the same information I was. So if you remember what you looked up today, you may be able to answer this question.
Wikipedia is a wonderful tool.
So, which video game company purchased Valiant in 1994?
Sega. No, yeah, Sega Genesis.
Nintendo.
You are both very wrong. It is
Yes.
Acclaim Entertainment, and they
Oh, that's what I
put
meant
out.
to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I was really close. There was a letter somewhere in there.
They put out such wonderful titles as Exo Manowar and Iron Man teaming up together. The Turok Dinosaur Hunter video games.
Ooh, I actually love that game.
Exactly. The Shadow Man game that came out for PlayStation and Nintendo 64. Very popular games, very popular franchises. But as we have seen many, many times before, a video game company does not know how to run a comic book company, and it failed miserably.
And
So,
we failed. Ed, do you know this week? So, ladies and gentlemen, we
Technically,
all
we
tied
won.
with the zeros.
we all tied.
But we all did good because we are all winners here today.
Yeah.
Until next week, where Tim loses and just Sonny wins as usual.
Participation awards all
Wow.
around, gentlemen.
That's
So
why
I
you
guess
lose.
the bad thing is we did horrible on our questions, but the good thing is we're all
did great on
winners,
our questions.
guys. We're all
Well,
winners, guys.
Yeah, exactly. We all answered our own questions in our hearts.
Yes. And Tim said DG and insert letter
I
here 7 times.
I was
So if
off
you
by
would-
an
if
inch.
you
I
would
was
have
off
said-
by a year.
Yeah.
I was off by a letter. I could have had 3 points today.
Yeah, I could have had a point.
I was very far off. Yeah.
So he's like, I wasn't even in the rear view.
Sonny, you were closer
I
than
think-
you think.
I think I was about 1,600 years off in another planet with a
Oh
bunch
my
of big
God.
bugs
Give or take.
and naked, running through trying to find some armor.
I don't drink their juice.
Need hard skin.
The hard
That was
skins.
one of my problems.
Hard skin. Okay. Well, we will get on to hard skin later, but now it's time to move on to our topic of the week. Our topic of the week was, since Valentine's Day was days ago, our topic of the week was, what was your favorite romance in comics and why? As usual, in no particular order, Jamie has the top 3 comments.
All right, guys. Obviously, they're no in particular order, but the first one we have is CJ Harrison with Tim Drake and Stephanie, which was probably, for those of you who do know, right before his change over to becoming bisexual. The next one we have is Blake Herod, who said Midnighter and Apollo. How Ellis wrote them in The Authority was incredibly touching. And then lastly, we have Kevin Berkeley, Colossus and Kitty Pryde, although they done Peter wrong. So those are the 3 for this week. Thank you guys as always for commenting and throwing, your name in that hat to be on the show.
Yeah, thank you guys. So I'll start us off. I like those. Those are interesting. I'll look into some of those, but obviously like Colossus and Kitty Pryde, the X-Men fan, I know a lot about them.
Mhm.
So it's nice to see that. And then like the others, I want to look into learning more about their romance. But for me, my favorite romance is the love triangle between Wolverine, Jean Grey, and Cyclops.
These love triangles gotta stop, man.
That is my favorite romance that goes on because you see Cyclops and Jean Grey, they're this nice couple. They've known each other since the X-Men first began. They have little nicknames. Cyclops would call her Reg. You would call Cyclops Slim. Obviously, they were married. Spoiler warning for the wedding of Cyclops and Jean Grey. They get married. And then
What?
you have Wolverine. Yeah, they do.
There you go.
Then you
Peter
have
and Kitty
Wolverine.
Pryde didn't.
We have Wolverine, who, he comes along. We love him. He's rough. He's tough. He's not a goody two shoes like
He's
Cyclops
changed his
is.
costume so many times.
Yes, some pretty cool ones too. But like Jean Grey and Wolverine, there is an attraction between the two, even though they seem like opposites. There is still love. She loves Cyclops in his way, but she still loves Wolverine. And Wolverine, although he's been quite a sleaze himself, and he's got about many bastard children out there, he does love Jean Grey.
So subtle.
Hey, what can I say? Just stating the facts.
Yeah, you pretty much are.
But hey, like I said, I love the guy. He's got his goods and his bads. But Jean Grey loves him more than I do, in a very different way than I do. But
Are you sure at
into
this
the way-
point? Are you one of the bastards?
I'm sure I may be a bit troubled, but not that. But Wolverine, one case that really makes me love the romance is that in Fatal Attractions, Wolverine, there's a comic where he's about to die. He sees the light, and Professor Xavier even says, like, do you know what that light is too? And Wolverine has a tear down his eye, and he says, yeah, I know. But it's like he knows he's accepting that he's gonna die. And Wolverine's okay with it. But once Jean Grey screams out for help, and it pulls Wolverine alive, that's when he said, I need to live, because he wants to save the love of his life. He can't leave this world knowing that she's in danger. And like I said, it's the love triangle I grew up with, that I still love seeing. I don't like the new thing where they're all working together and there's one room here, one room there. Make it so that Wolverine and Cyclops don't like each other.
You have a
both
door
want
that
being-
they can
They
go in
both
each
want
other's
it all
rooms.
for themselves. No sharing. All for themselves.
Okay. All I gotta
So
say, Sonny,
that's my
is
favorite.
you are my favorite Jon Snow. And that is it.
But I do know things.
You know
I
nothing.
drink-
Sonny
I know
Kruger.
more than nothing. I know
Well,
more than nothing.
we don't know. Do you know? So
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Oh, oh my God. Yeah, my favorite romance in comics is gonna have to be Spider-Man and the Black Cat. As much as Peter loved Gwen Stacy and as much as he loves Mary Jane, there's that attraction between him and Felicia Hardy that neither of those two can provide for Peter. Peter knows it's wrong and he knows it's something he shouldn't and won't do. But it's with Felicia, it's fun to play around and get up to that line, but not cross it. And
sounds like a Meatloaf song. Do anything for love.
But it's nice to see the flirtation. It's nice to see the awkwardness on Peter's end, and it's just nice to see them two when they do work together. They work together really well. But when they're at odds against each other, they are also at odds against each other very well, and it makes for awesome storytelling.
Nice, good pick.
Awesome. Mine is Nightwing and Babs, Barbara Gordon. I feel like there's been a lot of different women in Dick Grayson's life, but the one that they always come back to is Barbara. Even in the new series with Tom Taylor right now, that's kind of the main focus on who he's kind of seeing. So it's always great to see them, together. They always make a great story. There's always good chemistry between them, no matter who the writer is. And maybe some people don't like the writer and think it's a bad arc. With them included in it, it's always good somehow. So to me, it's always going to be Nightwing and Babs and Batgirl. So
Right
It's
on.
all good picks. I like what the guys
Yeah.
picks. Yeah. So that was our topic of the week. What was your favorite romance in comics and why? And then we'll have another one out in a few days. We'll discuss it after the show and probably pick out another topic of the week very soon.
yes.
And now we move on to the review of
All right, guys. You guys have a great
Manowar.
rest of the episode. I'm going to get out of here.
All right, now Jamie, I know you really wanted to take this
Sonny,
one.
take it. Go ahead.
But
Go,
I'll take
go,
it.
go, go ahead.
Tim, do you want to do the credits first? You always like to do that, and I'm not. Gonna do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, absolutely. So Exo
And say 'em
Manowar.
correctly.
I will. I
Okay.
will. I got you. We talked about this pre-Sunny even.
Yes, we did. We argued about this for like 15 minutes before Sonny
and-
got on.
So, Exo Manowar #1, Valiant Comics. The writers are Jim Shooter and Steve Englehart. You will recognize that name from last week's review of the Avengers Defenders War. Layouts go to Barry Windsor Smith, and actual artwork inks go to Bob Layton with John Holdridge. Colors go to Jorge Gonzalez, and letters go to Jade. So, Sonny, go ahead and take it away with the review.
Okay, it starts with the review for Exo Manowar. So we start off with this naked man. His name is Arik, and he's being chased by these big bugs. All right, and in the beginning of the story, I admit I was kind of a little thrown off. Like, okay, it's you got a naked guy running. He's narrating the story. It kind of seems like he's like Tarzan almost. Well, these big bugs, random bugs chasing him, and then he finds his suit. The suit helps him get away. He escapes these vicious bugs and makes his way to Earth. There he stays with, I believe, I don't know if they said actually if it was Mexico.
I think it was Venezuela.
But it was Venezuela. Okay.
Yeah,
I know there
or
was
Peru, one of the two.
Because there was some Spanish speaking, and
Yeah.
I'm still learning Spanish, so I was able to translate actually some of the parts. But
Yeah, I don't know Spanish, so I didn't like any of that up.
so some of it, basically, even to you can kind of just see what's going on. It wasn't like anything like was specifically said, like, oh, you missed out on this. But I believe the woman's name is Maria, but Arik refers to her as Mara, M''RRHA. So, and then they're speaking. These people, they're looking out for him, and then eventually, he sees these spaceships. These people coming for them, and that's when the story gets pretty violent. They murder many people, and he finds Mura's head, and he's, oh, they came for me. And they even say, so he has this ring that also goes with the suit. Finds that his suit's been taken, but he still has that ring that they need. They want that ring. And then, so he even takes another darker turn when he's around these, I'll say, ladies of the night. He's speaking to them. One is speaking like Spanish. One, I forgot what she was speaking.
You're
It was
American,
German or
eh?
Dutch. Yeah. Yes, yes. I love the way they do the when they're trying to do like
You wanna
accents.
come and
Yes.
party?
Yes, but he turns the ladies down. I should mention that he is wearing clothes now. He's been wearing
Yes.
clothes since he landed. And then he meets this very feminine man named Ken. And now one part I love is because the man Exo Man of War, Arik, has a cut on him, that the man Ken goes up to him and feels him, and he's like, this man touches me like he's a woman or something along those lines. He feels like a woman. But but Ken actually becomes like a friend to Arik, helps him out, lets him stay at his place. He even has him all come take a bath. And Arik does not really know what's
All
going
these
on.
scents and oils. He must
just
be a
like-
wizard.
Yes, he believes this man is a wizard. But yes, he gives him, I believe all that parts. That was funny. I liked it. Basically, yeah, giving him soaps and things. He must be a wizard. But eventually, Ken kind of turns. We find that he was kind of setting up Arik to get captured. So that there's forgetting their names. But I know Lydia was a bad lady. I forget what company she worked.
The funniest part was Lydia was the only name I remembered. So thank you for reminding me. That and Ken.
Yeah, well, so Lydia and all these bad people, they go after Arik, but before Arik can leave, I like when he gives Ken a hug, and he's like, he suddenly narrates, and he's like, he's one of those men who likes men. But he still gives him a hug, and then Ken says, I'm sorry, they're coming after you. And then there's a big shootout, and it's not just these bad people. Those big evil bugs are back, and they're shooting, and it gets violent, and we have a big battle. And might I say that Ken even gets his arm shot, and it gets bloody, it gets violent, and it's very entertaining. But I will end it there. If you want to know more, feel free to check out Exo Man of War, issue number 1 yourself.
All right, Sonny, what's your grade?
Yes,
Now we
I'm
get onto the
curious about
grade.
this.
So, like I said in the beginning, I was a little thrown off with just like the bugs, and always it's a random stories, just fighting bugs. He's kind of like a Tarzan, but then he came to Earth, and I really started to enjoy the story. With he got close to that Mura, he met Ken. His relationship, his friendship with Ken was probably even, I think, the most entertaining part that I really liked. It gave me a lot of laughs, and then it made me see like, maybe he even like at the part when he's like, oh, he's a man who likes men. He's one of those men who likes men. But
It'll bring him great reward.
Yeah, but I'm like, maybe I could see it like growing, being a good friendship. Like it's something different, especially for the time. You didn't have many characters like Ken in there, and then like the battle at the end, I really liked it. I was surprised by some of the violence in the story, but it was a pleasant surprise. It can get very violent, and it was entertaining. And Tim, I gotta say, you got a new Exo Man of War has a new fan in Sonny Kruger. And I give it a 9.2 because I really enjoyed it, and I want to read more of Exo Man of War.
Sonny, you and I are gonna talk after the show is over, and we'll talk all about Exo Man of War.
I quit.
Jamie, tell us why you want to see a series of Man of War and movies and merch and all that.
Okay.
Here we go.
Sit back, relax, and let's do it.
That's my line.
Yeah, because we need that after you gave me this horrendous.
Oh
book
my
to
god. I've been waiting all episode for you to do this.
Okay. So Sonny, I do agree with some of your aspects on there. I like the relationship between Arik and Ken because it just made me laugh and go, why is this even a plot point? But even from the beginning, I do like the fact sometimes when you just start right into something that you don't understand. But it shouldn't be the whole book. To me, it was an issue of the first off, Arik's never drawn the same. If you look through the whole book, he never looks the exact same as the last panel. That bothered me from the very start. Like I said, with everything that happened, so the beginning where he's fighting and then he gets a suit and then everything's a hard skin or a light skin or
soft skin.
I need a hard skin.
I need a hard skin right now. First off, no, you don't. That would be for
wear
you.
This hard skin.
But
Wait,
And
what did you say
then-
about him and Ken?
I said that hard skin's for him and Ken.
Oh my god.
He has a soft skin the rest of the comic, but no,
He does have a woman's touch, though. He did say that. Yeah.
Yes, he's wearing a ring like he's a lantern for some reason because it talks to him and lets him know where to go and basically is a GPS for him. He can't speak, but you can read his thoughts, which doesn't sit well with me. If a character can't speak out to the other character for dialogue, why would we be receptive to him? Yes. Why would we be receptive to Burr means, well, this guy's really feminine and I think he's a wizard. No, he said Burr. I'm sorry. Aside from most of that, like there's nothing that grabbed me. I read this issue probably 3 to 4 times. I got halfway through what I thought was halfway through, and I'm on like page 3 or 4. And I'm like, why am I still reading this again? I couldn't find anything I really enjoyed about it. It was probably the first time I ever stopped and went, okay, I'm gonna put this back down. Like,
Wow.
I did see some good in it. I think that there was some structure near the end when he actually found his suit, to carry on to why he's using this and what could be next potentially. I don't understand why the one arachnid alien thing was saying that she didn't suck his juice. So now she's dead. So that kind of bothered me a little bit because we go from hard skin to sucking juices. I got questions. And I'm saying that you can look in the book. It says it. So
Yes.
the whole book from beginning to end, I was not impressed throughout the whole thing. If you guys
have to cry,
He's
man.
bringing me to
Saying his
tears.
opinion.
and I'm normally the guy, like if you guys watch a pre-show, I read literally 6 issues today.
Yeah.
Right now I'm averaging 4 issues a day. I don't stop reading. It doesn't matter how bad it gets, but this is the first time I want to actually put a book down. I do read a lot of older issues. Sonny gives us stuff from 73 and
Very
I'm
true.
reading it, so 90s doesn't bother me, but that didn't feel like 90s art to me. And it didn't feel like a 90s story. It felt like someone just went, well, we tried. And then it just became something because maybe they added more context to it. Maybe there was more of a foundation to it. But this first issue, if I was to recommend it to somebody, I would tell them not to even use it as toilet paper.
What were you saying about that? If you were to call somebody Manowar or refer to them as,
Oh,
I think in
yeah.
the pre-show you said it. What did you say?
If I say I like somebody as much as I do Exo Manowar #1, they don't even deserve to be around.
Yes, that's what I said during the pre-show, I believe. So writing, I give it a solid 5 because of the fact that
That's fair, though. That's fair.
it wasn't, how can I put it? It wasn't, it had structure near the end. It had none at the beginning. And I can't stand that you have a character that can't speak out loud, but you can read his thoughts. That bothers me. If they did something where it's like, okay, the ring determined what he was saying, understandable, but there's no context behind that to understand why we could understand him, but the other characters can't. It's like a Deadpool thing. Like when he's breaking the fourth wall, that's what it felt like the entire time without
Maybe
any
it's like,
knowledge of breaking the fourth
look
wall.
who's talking.
Yes.
Remember,
Yeah,
the baby
great.
can't talk.
Yes.
Bruce Willis is saying
Yeah,
his
it's the
thoughts.
voice. But that's the same thing. Like that's why I can't connect with it. At least with like you were saying, like look who's talking. You kind of know, okay, it's the baby, but we don't know what language she's trying to even potentially talk. They call him what is it, primitive, isn't it? Throughout the whole book.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, at the end there was some structure, but as for the art, when I saw Barry Windsor Smith's name on this, I almost lost it because I thought it was the art, but then come to find out it was just layouts. And whoever was doing the coloring, obviously they did a little bit different each panel because nothing looked the same to me. Every time you saw Arik, he looked a little bit different each time. Where at least like if you look at certain comics, character consistency kind of says the same. I feel like his features kind of changed as I was reading it. And that's what bothered me more than anything, especially if you take it from the very beginning where he's having that battle. And then you get to the point even where the girls of the night were talking to him. He looks different.
was even before he shaved his beard off too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just him being the same person, but in different panels looking different does not feel right to me.
Maybe
Um,
falling to earth, like the
Just
wind, like
pushed his
moved
face
his
up.
bone structure. And then when
Yeah.
he shaved, his bone structure changed again.
So what's your overall then?
So 5 for writing, 4 for the art.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 4.5.
4.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
New lows all around this episode.
Yeah.
You know,
Like and like I said, it's not like I said, it could be Sonny. You gave it what, 9.2?
9.2.
9.2.
all our opinions.
Dude, that's awesome because of the fact that you might have saw something, like we could talk after the episode, but you might have saw something that you really enjoyed. Hey, look at it from my perspective. This is why I thought it. And my perspective could change reading it. I don't know. Probably not, but at this rate, you know, if I had a chance to check out issue 2, I'd give it at least 2 more issues. If I was going to say, if anyone asked me, hey, Jamie, you know, what do you think of Exo Manowar? Try 4 issues. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you try 4 issues and you like it, go on. If you didn't like the first issue and you didn't like the up to 4, it's not your cup of tea.
Fair enough.
Okay, so we're high
Youngbloods
and
is better.
low.
Okay, so let me go ahead and
Tim, how
even this
about
out
you?
a little bit. So Jamie, go into some of your criticisms about the book, colors specifically. That was a big problem with Valiant back in the day. Their colors were just not near as good as what this looks like right here. And this is even one page from the issue itself. But I think this is after remastered
Yes.
coloring. Yeah, exactly. The coloring was a big issue with Valiant titles back in the day, and the reason why it felt like an older story printed in the modern days because they had artists that were further along in their careers, excuse me, toward the end of their careers and things like that, and you had writers that were older writers and things like that, and they still were kind of stuck in a format from before.
Right.
So that's why it has that kind of feel to it. But with how I feel about this book, I enjoyed the book when it came out. I loved it. This was a popular title for myself and some of my friends. Not everybody liked it. And when the book starts, you're kind of thrown in the middle, and I get that how that can be confusing. That was confusing for me too, reading it.
I think that was probably one of the better instances because I do like that where you don't know what's going on and you have to progressively find out, but we never really progressively found out.
Exactly, and I agree with you on that. But to kind of turn that around a little bit, this is how it felt to me as I read the story. It was like reading the same story from 2 different perspectives. And I thought that was extremely creative because as the story is going on, we're seeing the story unfold in front of us in real time as far as panel by panel goes. Arik is telling the story from his perspective, which is why we only get his thought boxes and things like that. So how he processes it and how he sees it. But then you have what's taking place around him and in front of him, and we get to experience that, the actual story that's going on. So we get Arik's interpretation of what's happening at the same time that the main story itself is progressing. I thought that was immensely creative, and I wonder who came up with that, Jim Shooter or Steve Englehart, and whoever did, I want to shake their hand because I haven't read a book like that in a while. And even though I read this back in the 90s when it came out, I had the 5-issue trade that Valiant put out, and I just read it again today. It still blows me away reading it like that, and that's an aspect that I thoroughly enjoy. So the writing gets a 7 out of 10 for me, and the only reason it stays at a 7 is because of the confusing aspect as far as like how it progresses and things like that, and like you said, Jamie, a lot of questions are not answered at all within the 31 pages that you read, and that's a little bit disheartening to me because I want to know at least some of what's going on, and we didn't get barely any of that, maybe like a smidgen, a little bit. So the writing gets a 7 out of 10. Now the artwork gets a 7.5 out of 10. Even though Barry Windsor Smith did the layouts, Jamie, we even talked about this, you can see a lot of that influence in the artwork that was done, and that was done by Bob Layton and John Holdridge. So you can see a lot of that in there. And even when we were discussing Sonny before you came on, we were having this conversation. I was like, that's Barry Windsor Smith work. And you're like, no, it's not. I was like, dude, look here. And you can see in these parts, and you can see aspects of Windsor Smith's work. And come to find out, like you said, he just did the layout. So he storyboarded the issue, which is still cool, but it's not as cool as having Barry Windsor Smith do all of it, because his work is iconic, it's epic, it's amazing. But even with that, with the combination of BWS and Bob Layton and John Holdridge doing all of the combined stuff, the layouts, pencils, inks, and all of that stuff, the artwork, it's a 7.5 out of 10 for me. So overall, the book gets a 7.25 out of 10. So I'm kind of right in the middle there.
Yeah, right in the middle. Yeah, so we take you up, in the middle. Tim, I thought you liked this book.
That's why he recommended it.
See, sevens aren't bad to me. Sevens are really
good,
solid. Sixes
Fours aren't that bad
solid. Well, fours are on the downward spiral, so
that's just under 5.
That's very true.
But one thing in there that I had to screenshot it to make sure to bring up on the show, when he met Ken, he said he is very bird-like, like a wizard. Maybe he is the one I've been seeking.
Yep.
Birds, that's very interesting.
So there you go. Sonny, you give it a solid 9.2. Jamie gives it a 4.5, and I give it a 7.25. Now, I think it has to be said that is one of the coolest things about us reviewing books. And like you said, Jamie, each of us have our own opinions about what we find and what we like in the books. And we don't have to like everything. That's the good thing about comic books. We don't have to like it. And this gives us the platform to sit down and talk about and tell why.
Right. And like I said, it if I read, if I get to issue 2 and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna sit down and try to read issue 2 after this and kind of progress with the story. Who knows? I might love it and come back and reevaluate issue 1, because issue 1 was the staple point of what happens throughout the rest of the series. I don't know, because I didn't read it. But we're just judging it off this first issue, and this first issue was not a ballpark home run.
Right.
Now, if it was on my pools, I'd continue it, because I'm, like we said earlier, I don't take things off my pools once I start them.
Yeah.
But right now,
I think this would have tested that, though.
Nah,
No, you don't think so?
I have yet to pull anything off my list. So once I started, I don't finish. I finish it out.
Okay.
I kind of made it like a habit, so that way it's like, you're not a quitter. You started it, you're gonna finish it. I need to have that mentality.
Right, but there we go. Our review for XO Manowar #1 is in the books. Now, Jamie, what is your next pick for us to read and review?
So it's originally 3 issues, but I'm throwing an extra issue in at the beginning, so you guys kind of get a feel for the 3 issues that you're going to read. Boys, I'm giving you the 3 Jokers.
Ooh, okay.
But before reading the 3 Jokers, I had to look it up real fast. That's why, if you guys noticed, I was kind of looking down while Tim was giving his review, because I was trying to remember the exact issue number. You want to read Justice League issue number 42, which is the first time the 3 Jokers are mentioned.
Okay.
And it to me, it is going to be one of those ones where I think we're going to have the same thing that we had this episode on that 3 Jokers.
Yeah, this
Joker doesn't compare to Manowar.
Yeah, no. If Sonny gives it, okay, put it this way: if Sonny gives it anything lower than an 8, I'll be surprised.
Okay, Sonny, so you need to do a 7.9 just on general principles.
7.999.
Yeah, repeating. Tim will be like, it's a 6.25 for me, and I'll be like, it's a 9.
I'm gonna give it a 2.0, and I'll tell you why.
Because this reminds me of Youngbloods, and I hate Rob Liefeld. Oh, no? Okay.
Oh my God.
Well, looking forward to it. Yeah, that should be a good one. The 3 Jokers.
Mm-hmm.
We either have it one next week or the week after.
Yeah, whenever you guys get to it, let me know. I've read it. I'm gonna tell you one reason I picked that is because there's something that happens with Red Hood in it that will blow your minds.
Okay,
sounds good. Well, with that, I think we can call it an episode, unless there's anything else you guys want to settle.
No, I think we said it all in the review.
Oh, you did. I didn't. Don't read this book. No. If you do, you're Ken, and you have
Oh
hard
my
skin.
god. Oh my god.
Where I'm not a Ken.
I'm a
Soft
wizard.
skin.
I'm a real wizard, Harry.
Maybe cat-like, but I guess some may even call me a wizard.
All these soaps and scents.
Take us out of here.
Yeah, away
But,
from
well,
Manowar.
All right, but well, for all you people who are most likely, unlike Arik, you're probably wearing clothes and not armor, and you can probably
Or naked.
speak. Yeah, and I don't think you'll be fighting bugs, but stay safe out there, and look forward to seeing you all at another episode of the Codex Podcast.
All right, guys. And as always, be kind to one another. Be safe out there, like Sonny said. And make sure you guys comment, like as much as you can these videos so that way it helps with the algorithm. Comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, which should be on the screen right in the middle somewhere. So you don't miss any more content that we're putting out. Because if you guys listen to us during our works, you guys know there's going to be a lot more. So as always, guys, see you in the next one.
Hey, and don't forget, guys, we are the Codex Station now, and you can find us on all social media platforms and anywhere podcasts are broadcast. All you have to do is type in the Codex Station, and there we are. That includes Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, right here on Twitch, over there on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, the list goes on. Once again, this is the Codex Station. We are here on the Codex Podcast. Down below is the host himself, Sonny Kruger. Over here on this side is the wonderful Jamie. And right here, it's me, Tim. We will see you guys next time.